Step theory is a branch of harmony that, among other things, tells us which chords are available in a given scale. And we should first have a common understanding of what a chord is. And while it's a definition that certainly can be challenged, I think we can just say that a chord is whenever we play 3 or more notes simultaneously. And chords are just like scales described with a code. And this code tells us what intervals we should add to a given root note. So, if we take this note here, we define that as a root note. And the most fundamental chord of them all is the so-called triad. And the code for a triad is that to a root note we add a third and a fifth. And this goes for any version of thirds and fifths. So if we take this note here, we want to add, create a triad on this note. We add first a third, 1, 2, 3, and then a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then we have a triad. And in this case, this is a C major triad. You will find out that it's a major third, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the perfect fifth, which is the definition of what we call a major chord. And it's important to understand that any way we combine these notes are called C, E, and G. Any way we combine C, E, and G is a C, and they will obey any rule that applies to this structure. So if we look at it, these are all C chords. So in order to find the chords, in this case the triads of a scale, we simply add triads to each of the steps in the scale. So if we start here, we get the triad we just heard. Like that. And we then need to have the chord reflected in the code. And when it comes to a major triad, the convention is that if it's a major triad, we don't add anything to the code. So if it's just a number, we know that this will be a major triad. That is root, a major third, and a perfect fifth. So we don't have to do anything to that code. We then go to the next step. And we analyze. We will find that 1, 2, 3. That is a minor third. Major third is 4 half steps. We only have 3 here. So this is a minor third, and we need to reflect that in the code. And this is done by adding a lowercase m, like that. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a perfect fifth, so we don't need to add anything more. We then go to the third step, and we add 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got a triad, yet another triad. And we can analyze it. We will find that this is 3 half steps. It's a minor third, and we have 7 here, which gives us a minor chord. So we just need to reflect the third in the code. Like that. And if we then go on, I can tell you that on the 4th step, you will find a major chord. So we don't have to add anything. You will also find a major chord on the 5th step. And on the 6th step, you will find a minor chord. 1, 2, 3, and a perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. And then we go to the 7th step. And we find that we have 1, 2, 3, a minor third, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which isn't a perfect fifth. Perfect fifth is 7 half steps. We have 6, so it is a diminished fifth. So we have a minor third and a diminished fifth. And this needs to be reflected in the code, and it would be close at hand to think that we first reflect the third, and then we add the symbol for the diminished fifth, which is the letters D-I-M. Like that. But the convention is that this symbol in itself, dim, implies a minor third. So we don't have to add the M. So anytime you see dim, you will know that this is a minor third and a diminished fifth. So, and there you go. You got the step code of the Ionian, of the major scale, expressed in triads. And we can now go and give these notes actual names based on the scale they are derived from. So we simply replace the Roman numbers with the root notes of each triad, like that. So anytime you create music using these particular chords, you are composing in C major, C Ionian, and the C major scale will be the perfect choice for adding melodies and more intervals and so on. So that is the principle, and to sharpen our skills we're going to do yet another example. So we start out with what we previously had. We had the Ionian scale code here, and let's now say that we want to make this a C Dorian scale instead. So the first thing we need to do is to add the scale code. And since we don't know what chords we're going to get, we should also remove anything that reflects the chords we have here. So the first step is always the first step. And the second step of the Dorian scale is a major second. So this is correct. Since it's a major interval, it has no flats and sharps. Like that, and we remove the chord class. The third step of the Dorian scale is a minor third, and this implies a major third, so we have to change the step. So first we remove that one, and we have to reflect that this scale has a minor third, like that. So, and then the fourth step of the Dorian is a perfect fourth, and that is what we see here. We see a perfect fifth, and that is also in the Dorian scale. And then we have the sixth step of the Dorian scale is a major sixth, and that's what we got there. But here we also have to remove the chord class, like that. So, but the Dorian scale has a major sixth. But the seventh in the Dorian scale is a minor seventh. So we have to remove the chord class, and so. And there you go. You got the Dorian, the code for the Dorian scale. But you don't yet have the step code for the triads, because we need to adjust the chords, and we need to reflect that in the code. So what we first have to do is we have to check whether the root notes of the chords correspond to what we have in the code. So first, as I said, it's supposed to be a major second, and we got a major second. We go from C to a D. That is a major second. So, and then this is a C to an E, which is a major third, and we should have a minor third. So we will need to flatten that one. And then we take a look at the distance from a C up to this F. C to F is a perfect fourth, which we see here. From C to a G, we should have a perfect fifth, and that is indeed what we got here as well. And from C to an A, we should have a major sixth, and we have a major sixth. But then to the seventh step, we find that the distance between this from C to B is a major seventh, so we need to flatten that one as well. So what we see here is very important information, because here you see the flats, and could have been sharps as well. That is the key signature for the C Dorian. And this means that all other places where we have these notes, where we have E's, we need to flatten them. And everywhere we have B's, we need to flatten them as well. So if we look at this first chord, we got an E flat here. We got an E here, so we need to flatten that one. And as you saw now, as I flatten this one, the symbol for that one disappeared. And this is because when using flats and sharps, they say that you just need to use a flat or sharp once in a bar. So if I use it once, it would also apply to the next time it occurs. That is the convention, and this goes from bar to bar, unless you're using key signatures, which we are not doing right now. That's why that one disappeared. But this implies that that one is flattened and that one is also flattened. So it was the E's and the B's that we need to flatten. So here we got yet another B. We got that there. We need to flatten that one as well. So here we have it's just F, A, and C. Here we got G, B, and D. So we got a B, and it's a new bar, so we need to flatten that one. So you see, that isn't it. Nothing disappeared. So there we go. And then here we got an A, C, and an E. So we need to flatten that one. And then we got a B here, but that one is already flattened by that. We can try, but nothing will happen. So it's understated that when this one is flattened, that one is also flattened. So now we have adjusted all the. So now we got the correct chords here. But we haven't added any information about it in the code, so we just have to do a new analysis, and we will find out. I'm going to do this a little bit quicker. We will get a minor triad on the first step. You will also get a minor triad on the second step. On the third step, you will get a major triad, so we don't need to add anything to that one. And you will also get a major triad on the fourth step. And on the fifth step, we will get a minor triad, so we need to reflect that. And then on the sixth step, you will get a diminished triad. So we just add the dim. And then on the seventh step, we will get a major triad. And we don't need to do anything about that. So here you go. Here you got the step code for the Dorian scale expressed in triads, as opposed to this one, which was the Ionian mode, like that. And you can do this to any scale of your liking, and you will get the chords that are characteristic for that particular scale.